The New York Knicks were staring down disaster. On live television, Smith unloaded on the Knicks, questioning their effort, criticizing their leadership, and warning that major changes could be coming if the team failed to recover. At the time, his comments appeared to be nothing more than an emotional reaction from a frustrated fan. Then something incredible happened. New York responded to the criticism by winning 3 straight games against Atlanta to advance to the second round. They followed that comeback by sweeping both the Philadelphia 76ers and Cleveland Cavaliers, storming through the Eastern Conference and reaching the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. Now, with the Knicks riding a stunning 13-game winning streak, an amusing yet persistent question continues to dominate basketball conversations. Did Stephen A. Smith somehow inspire the turnaround? The analyst himself recently acknowledged the coincidence while appearing on First Take. "They haven't lost a game since that rant," Smith said with a grin. "Y'all can talk about me all you want to. I'll do it again." Although he was clearly having fun with the narrative, Smith admitted he wasn't about to apologize for his criticism. From his perspective, the team needed a wake-up call. The Knicks had entered the postseason with enormous expectations. Falling behind a Hawks squad that many analysts expected them to defeat comfortably was unacceptable. Smith believed the franchise needed to recognize the urgency of the moment before it was too late. As it turns out, New York responded in the best possible way. Still, despite the jokes surrounding his supposed role in the team's success, Smith insists he does not deserve any championship rewards. In fact, when asked whether he should receive a championship ring if the Knicks win the title, he immediately rejected the idea. "I don't want one," Smith said. "Only Spike Lee deserves that." For Smith, there is one individual who perfectly represents Knicks loyalty. Few celebrities are more closely associated with a sports franchise than Lee is with the Knicks. For decades, he has been a constant presence at Madison Square Garden, sitting courtside and passionately supporting the team through every era. Whether the Knicks were championship contenders or lottery participants, Lee remained there. His connection to the franchise dates back generations. According to Smith, Lee's dedication makes him far more deserving of recognition than any media personality or commentator. He has experienced the highs. He has endured the lows. That's why Smith believes any symbolic championship celebration should begin with him. While Smith has become one of the faces of sports media, even he acknowledges that his connection to the Knicks cannot compare to Lee's decades-long commitment. Yet Smith's own emotional investment in the franchise is undeniable. That passion was on full display following New York's loss to Atlanta on April 23. The defeat was devastating. Despite leading early in the game, the Knicks gradually lost control as Atlanta mounted a comeback. The Hawks ultimately escaped with a dramatic 109-108 victory, putting New York in a difficult position. The loss triggered one of Smith's most memorable television moments. Visibly frustrated, he questioned the team's toughness and warned of potential consequences if the series continued in the same direction. "Change is coming to New York City," Smith declared. He suggested that coaching changes could occur and that several players might find themselves on the trading block if the Knicks failed to recover. His comments reflected the mood of an increasingly nervous fan base. The Knicks had spent years building toward championship contention. Another early playoff exit would have represented a massive disappointment and potentially forced the organization to reevaluate its future. Smith wasn't finished. He also directed criticism towards several individuals, including head coach Mike Brown and veteran forward Mikal Bridges. Bridges became a particular target after struggling mightily in the loss. Smith questioned the team's overall performance and suggested that New York needed far more from its key contributors. At the time, his frustration seemed justified. The Knicks looked vulnerable. Their championship dreams appeared to be slipping away. Instead of folding under pressure, New York embraced the challenge. The team returned to the court with renewed energy and determination. Their defense became more aggressive. Their offense operated with greater efficiency. Most importantly, they played with the urgency Smith had demanded. 3 consecutive victories over Atlanta erased concerns about a first-round collapse. Then came the domination. The Knicks dismantled Philadelphia in 4 games. They followed that performance by sweeping Cleveland. Each series victory strengthened the growing belief that this team was capable of ending one of the longest championship droughts in professional sports. As the winning streak expanded, so did the jokes about Smith's influence. Social media users began suggesting that the analyst deserved an assist for the playoff run. Some fans joked that his rant should be played before every game. Others wondered whether members of the team secretly used his criticism as motivation. Athletes frequently use criticism as fuel. Whether it comes from opposing fans, media personalities, or former players, public doubt often creates additional motivation. If any Knicks players happened to hear Smith's comments, it's certainly possible they embraced the challenge. Still, assigning responsibility for the turnaround to one television segment would be unfair to the players themselves. The Knicks earned their success. Jalen Brunson continued to establish himself as one of the NBA's premier leaders. The supporting cast elevated its performance. The coaching staff made adjustments. The defense tightened. That collective effort, not a television rant, is the primary reason New York now finds itself competing for a championship. Even Smith appears to recognize that reality. Interestingly, there was a brief period when he seemed more willing to embrace the narrative. During a previous appearance on First Take, the analyst jokingly suggested that he deserved some credit for the Knicks' success. "I deserve some credit, so I'm gonna take it," Smith said. The remark generated headlines and laughter across the basketball world. Still, he used the moment to emphasize an important point. According to Smith, the team finally embraced that mindset after facing adversity. Whether his words contributed to that realization remains impossible to know. Coincidence or catalyst, the story has become one of the most entertaining subplots of an unforgettable playoff run. Now, only one question remains. Can the Knicks finish the job and bring a championship back to New York for the first time in 53 years? If they do, Stephen A. Smith may not receive a ring. But he will certainly have plenty to say about it.